Okay, this video is all about preparing that one Windows installation that we want to put on all these other machines. Be it Home or Pro, we want to streamline the boot process, install the programs we want to install, declutter or remove the programs we don't want installed, and this video is going to show you how to do that. Okay, at this point we're in VirtualBox. We need to create, we'll start off with a Windows Home virtual machine. So let's start this process with new Windows 10 Home, and I'm going to mark this as a reference PC, which is the terminology used for this particular scenario. The reference PC being the one we're going to pull the image from. I'm going to use 8 gigs of memory for that VM. You can use whatever you would like. Okay, and we'll hit create. And I'll just use the default for 50. It's dynamic anyway. And create. All right, we've got it powered off over here on the left. Let's go into settings. Okay, on the system tab, we're going to remove the floppy, and we'll need the optical. And this is very important. We need to enable EFI because it's a UEFI boot, and that's what we're creating, and that's what Windows Deployment Server is going to be expecting. In the storage area, we need to highlight that CD-ROM or DVD and click here on the right-hand side and choose a disk file. And we'll point that to the C. This is the same ISO that we downloaded, that we pulled our WIM images from earlier. This way we know the versions are the same. And in the boot area, which will be in system, it's important that the optical drive is first, and that's the one that it's going to boot to. I'm going to change NAT to bridge. As you probably know by now, I like shared folders. There always seems to be something that we need to trade back and forth between them. So we'll choose that as a shared folder. We're going to auto mount it, and we'll give it the letter S with a colon, which ensures it will give it that drive letter once we start it up. In the processor area, we definitely don't want one CPU. We'll boost that up to 4. And this is another important one. Under General, we'll go to Advanced. Shared clipboard is bidirectional. Drag and drop is bidirectional. We'll still have to install guest editions, but that'll get us what we need. And now we can click OK. I think we're done here. And let's fire it up. That should pick up the ISO installation. Well, it's requiring me to select a drive. I'm not sure why. I'm going to reselect my Windows ISO right here. I know that's the one. I can see right there it's the shared folder. I must have had something a little bit wrong, but that'll demonstrate how that feature works. I'll press any key. And we have our whirling dervish at the bottom. All right, good start. I don't have a product key for this one. Start with Windows 10 Home. And after answering a few questions, we'll go with next to the 50 gigger, and it's off and running. While that's doing its thing, I'll create the other virtual machine. Okay, we're creating a Windows 10 Professional reference PC. Very same settings. Enable EFI. Oh, I missed the press in time to boot from the CD, and that's what you get when that happens. No problem. Just shut it, power it off, and do it again. So I've got the Windows Home on my left and installing the Windows Pro on my right. I'll start answering these questions. Make sure you choose Pro when you're installing that one. Don't pick the wrong install. Okay, so here it's forcing us to create a Microsoft account. I don't want to do that, so we've got to shut this down and disconnect the network. Okay, I forgot all about that one. Go back into settings, go to network, turn off that network adapter, okay it, fire when ready. I'm getting these little messages at the top. They're not errors, they're just messages about the boot mgfw.efi. Guess they're not a problem if it's not stopping me. And we don't have internet. Beautiful. We will continue with limited setup, since that's the goal here. And then put whatever you want for your generic username. And don't put a password here unless you want your every install to have a password associated with it. And we will not create a password. And we will answer no to all of these. All right, we're in. Now, if we wanted to go back and turn on the network, we'd be fine. Now, for the record, Windows Pro does give you an offline account link in the lower left corner. So they don't force you in the way that the home version does. All right, setup is complete and we are in our reference PC. Okay, next we are going to run a script that gets rid of a lot of the garbage that people have on their computers. And we'll find this under compumator.com/cm-scripts. It lets you know right here that we did not create this script. It's been created by a variety of different developers. It's commonly found out there on the internet. Over time, we may make some edits to it. If we look at this script, we can see the main author was a fella that goes under the heading of disassembler. And all the things that this script does is highlighted one at a time. So you can feel free to go through this. It is not recommended you use this on a computer you own and want to keep on using. This is for a brand new system with nothing on it that you want to start from as close to scratch with preferred settings as possible. This is the way you want to go. So we're going to right click on that, choose Save Link As. We'll leave it in downloads for now. We can close that link. Okay, to run that script, we're going to go to PowerShell, right click, Run as Administrator. To start with, let's set the execution policy. That has to be done in order to run scripts. And we're going to set that to unrestricted. We're going to confirm that with either a Y or an A, and that'll return us to the prompt. And that's all you should expect to see. Now we'll go to the Downloads folder. We should be able to see the Decluttered script, and we'll go ahead and run that. And that's it. Hit enter, and it'll be off and running. Ignore the things in red, just means it didn't find those. I have already run this script on this machine, so I'm doing this for an example. So there's going to be a little more red than you're going to see. You'll notice somewhere in this process it's going to change my theme from light to dark as a visual, because that's what's embedded in the script. You can see it removing Office-related stuff and Bing-related stuff and Minecraft-related stuff, advertising, a lot of things you probably don't want on your computer. Okay, the script is done and completed everything. We have to restart the system to cement things in place, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, the system's rebooted. I'm going to go back into the PowerShell now that that's done and make sure I turn back on restricted. And I'll put an A for yes to all on that. That way, when we give somebody else this image within their computer, things are set back to default. Okay, now that the script has has been run and we've rebooted, We're back into Windows. I want to introduce you to Ninite.com. At this point, we're going to put on some things that we think end users will benefit from, and they come with no bloatware. So Ninite.com, you can check off a bunch of applications that you'd like to install, bundle them together, and it puts them in a single file executable. So for instance, I'm going to install Chrome and Firefox, Malwarebytes, Zoom, Thunderbird, Notepad++, and a variety of other programs that you can see checked off here that I think customers can benefit from that don't include bloatware. You see 7-zip and so on. And then I'm going to click this icon at the bottom that says Get Your Ninite. It's going to download a single file. And then we're just going to run that one file. And these icons will all of a sudden just start appearing as these programs get installed. You can see as Ninite continues to do what it does, we continue to have new programs entering into the mix. I'm going to clear some of these off the desktop as we move along, but I want to make you aware of the benefit. We're going to go ahead and get a hold of Adobe Reader. And you got to be very careful not to end up with McAfee here. I'll say Reader. Here we go. Boom, boom. We'll take the Chrome extension, but the other ones, definitely not. Okay, Ninite is all installed. It gives you a list of the things that it did install. We'll go ahead and close that. You notice I also put up here a remote support icon so that we're a computer store. This way, when we sell computers, all they've got to do is double click on that and we can be in business right away. Now, you could take this time also to go into default programs and set the programs you want your clients to have as the default programs. And the last thing I'm going to suggest to you is, you've been in this machine a while, cleaning things up. Make sure you clean up this quick access area. Make sure you go into each browser, set whatever favorites you want, but make sure you clear the history out of those browsers. You want this thing to be as new as it can possibly be. Go into your Windows Defender. Make sure if there's any yellow marks, something that you need to address that they're going to be confused about, address them, and now we're ready to go. I've got the Windows 10 Home reference PC there. I've got the Windows 10 Pro reference PC here. It's time to turn them into an installable image, and that will be on the next video.